今何時でしょうかね。
The Tale of Zatoichi Continues is the second film in the Zatoichi series and released in 1962. It was directed by Kazao Mori, who did not direct the previous Zatoichi film. Once again, this stars Shintaro Katsu as a blind massage therapist that also happens to be a skilled swordsman. The great thing about this film is it stars Tomisaburo Wakayama, who's the main lead in the Lone Wolf and Cub series. And he's actually Shintaro Katsu's brother in real life. Here we see him as the main antagonist, and this creates for a really great conflict between him and Katsu. And overall, it makes this movie worth it. Having watched this right after the first film, I can say I enjoyed this one a little bit more because there's more action. It follows right after the first movie, so it doesn't really waste time introducing the characters. In this film, we get to see more of Zatoichi's swordplay, and even though the film is a sequel, it still works as both a standalone experience and a direct continuation of its predecessor. It plays with similar themes as the first film, and even though it's shorter and more action-packed, it still focuses on being a character study. What however makes it pale in comparison to the first film though, is it lacks atmosphere and story. The story was a lot more developed in the first film, but here it seems a bit rushed. We watch Zatoichi once again get unwillingly caught up in the kind of trouble that forces him to show off his skills, which tend to always resolve his issues. In this film, we get to see more of a focus on Zatoichi and his inner thoughts, and we even get this oddly lengthy monologue from him. The basic plot of this film, without giving too much away, is Zatoichi arrives in a new region after the adventures of the first film. After he confronts some arrogant soldiers, they throw him in the water when they discover him in the boat. He is then hired to massage the head of a samurai detachment. However, while he is doing his work, he indiscreetly discovers the secret of the Lord. So now the samurai are gonna persecute him with the intention of killing him. However, it never really works out for anyone that goes after Zatoichi. The end of this film has a much more emotional duel at the end, and there's more at stake than with the first film. This final climax also results in one of the film's most emotional scenes. It's rather resonant, and it kind of leaves the entire experience in a bit of sadness, which you don't really expect from this kind of movie. But here it works. Still, the film suffers from the same pacing issues as the first film, where it drags a bit in the second act. Also, while the swordplay has improved in this film compared to the first one, it's still lacking compared to other films that were out around this time period. Katsu, however, is once again fantastic in this role, and he really sells it. But he's not the only great actor this time around. There's Wakayama, and sometimes he steals the show. The other actors are great as well, and you really end up caring about their struggles, and they kind of do resonate with you. In the end, this film really isn't that groundbreaking, but it's very enjoyable. It's also the last Zatoichi film to be filmed in black and white. It has crisp black and white cinematography, which is often highlighted by great lighting and perfect composition. The dialogue is okay, and its acting is subtle but successful. The action scenes are mostly shot wide, and this allows you to see every quick moving moment uninterrupted. The choreography dances between slow anticipation and samurai slang payoffs. The villains will often scramble around in fear before they make their ill-fitted attempts on this invincible yet kinda clumsy protagonist. It's kinda funny how fearful some of these so-called bad guys are of a blind man, but then again, they should be. And as unstoppable as a character like Zatoichi is, the films still do a good job at making him seem human and vulnerable. Like, we still worry about him even though we know he's gonna come out victorious. So overall, I'll say it's a fun, entertaining sequel with some surprises. And it's a great opportunity to see the actors Katsu and Wakayama in one film. We get to see two greats from the 60s and 70s samurai era, who also happen to be brothers in real life. And we get to see them squaring off against one another. Overall, this film isn't going to change your life or anything, but it will make you smile, and I can't wait to see the next film. Thanks for watching, guys, and don't forget to support my Patreon to make this channel grow. Thank you.